Okay. Hi, this is Dr. Ron Rader again. I'm coming to you to talk to you about dinosaurs. There's this in books today that want to tell us that how dinosaurs were here because we find fossils that are of animals that we don't see today, extinct animals that have been gone long years ago. Some scientists' books tells us that there was a meteor 63 million years ago that struck the peninsula of Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. And when it struck the peninsula, it was such a large meteor that it caused such dust and such turmoil that got into the atmosphere, and then it began to uh, relate to the fact of the growing of vegetation that the animals ate. Now, there are some of the animals that were dinosaurs that ate 4 to 5 tons of vegetation a day. And there had to be a lot of vegetation around for this. For these many of the animals that were here, or the dinosaurs that were here, they were supposed to be killed by the meteor because the dust kept the vegetation from growing, that the sun didn't get through to get to the vegetation. So it did not accumulate in the world today, that day. So the dinosaurs began to die off from starvation. But now, when you just stop to think just a little bit, think, if just dinosaurs died off, that would be a phenomenal thing to happen, because there's hippopotamus, there's elephants, there's giraffes, there's big, large animals that are living today that had to be living at that day that didn't die. So it wasn't a case of some one animal being picked out because of a vegetation not growing, but it was simple fact that this was not the reason that dinosaurs were extinct. They were not killed by a meteor. They were killed by the simple fact that they died out by extinction alone, plus the fact that they were killed, they were eaten. In the Bible, we have full proof of a dinosaur that walked on this earth at one day. This dinosaur is mentioned in Job, the 40th chapter, and he's mentioned there in the 15th verse, and he's called by name Behemoth. Now, we don't see an animal today that's named Behemoth, but we do see a name of dinosaur. The man that named the dinosaur was in the 18th century, and he had he was a paleontologist. And this paleontologist had a big party one time, and this party he gave was to announce the name and the clarity that there was dinosaurs on the earth at one time. This name was dinosaur. He was Dinosauria. That was the name that was given to him. And the dinosaur today that we know has been caught, or not caught, has been dug out from the earth in many planes and many avenues. And these dinosaurs today, it makes us, these fossils today, make us know that there was dinosaur in that day. Now, in the Bible, the behemoth in the King James Version in 1611, when it was translated behemoth as an elephant. They designed it as an elephant because it was a large animal. And then in earlier times, in the Geneva Bible that was created in Switzerland in 1599, it was created as a elephant, and it was also created or named as an unknown animal. That was in the Geneva Bible. The Authorized Standardized Version today, they will call it a dinosaur, or not a dinosaur, but a behemoth, and it was as a animal that was large in that day, a large animal, because it was fierce animal to be behold of. But now we have it in today's day that we have right now. And we read the Bible, and it says that in the 17th verse, the 40th chapter, the 17th verses of Job, says that he eats grass like an ox. Now, you say, well, dinosaurs that we see on TV, now there's another thing there, because a lot of assumptions and could be's or maybe be's, how that they denote or show that a dinosaur was, but he was a ferocious animal. And you see, it says in the Bible, I'll read it to you in the 17th verse of the 40th chapter of Job. It says, he moveth his tail like a cedar, and the sinews of his stones are wrapped in his stomach. He moveth his tail like a cedar. Now, if you'll notice, as the different translations, retake your Bible and open it up to Job 40, starting at the 15th verse, and read the side that explains the words or explains the verses. And you'll see there that it says hippopotamus, alligator, or a crocodile, or it could have been an elephant. But it was not any other kind of animal, any other mentioned, because they didn't have no names like that then. And when they looked at it, it said it looked like when they translated the cedar tree, they said that the cedar limbs had like just a brushy tail. And that's how they come up with elephants, which have a small tail. And hippopotamus has practically no tail at all. But it's just like a brush-like. But it doesn't mean that. That's reading something into the scriptures. When it says that he swing his tail like a cedar tree, then you begin to think about a brachiosaurus, a potosaurus, a tyrannosaurus, the different kinds of animals that had large tails that were dinosaurs that we know today. Because dinosaur, the name dinosaur was not translated until 1841. And that's when it was given the name of Dinosauria. Now we call it Dinosaurus. Now this is a thing that has happened, and we can see that it's taken place today, that many have read different things about it. But the dinosaur lived in the time of Job. Dinosaurs lived in the time of David. 800 years before Christ, David had dinosaurs in his lifetime. David was 800 years before Christ. We today have got 20,000 or 200 years after the death of Christ. That makes 2,800 years. 2,800 years ago, when David was here, there was dinosaurs here. Think about that now. You go to the Bible and you read it and you find that this is what I'm telling you is the truth. And what I'm saying to you today, that what's being taught as far as the dinosaurs today is a lot of things that people have assumed. They've questioned it with the fact that they can put something in to make something fit in the time sign. But the thing that we have is a dinosaur that lived. This was a Leviathan, which is mentioned in the 41st chapter of Job. This is another animal that lived in the water. This animal could breathe smoke. This animal could breathe fire from his being. If you look at most Chinese ornaments or any Chinese restaurants, you go in and you'll see signs, or you'll see pictures of dinosaurs that are breathing fire. They had the same thing in their day. And this is the thing that we see in the Bible, that dinosaurs were here. Dinosaurs walked on this earth. Dinosaurs were here in the early days of the earth, 6,000 years ago, when it was destroyed by, not destroyed, it was simply inundated, and only 8 people survived after that vicious flood that came in Noah's day. But all the animals that were on the earth that breathed, all of those animals were caught in the realm of the settlement as the earth began to settle. All the dirt and the rocks and everything began to settle. And then we got what's called the column, or the geological column. And that's a different story, and someday I'll be talking about that. But these geological columns show when they were inundated and killed. Now, I'm going to talk to you one day about fossils, how they're created, what it takes to do it, to make them created to last, what they can find them, because in their finding, they'll find them in certain layers. These certain layers of geological column has been designed as so many thousands of years. For instance, we know about Jurassic Park, which is in the Jurassic era, Jurassic time. And the Jurassic era has Tyrannosaurus.